morning. Welcome to PWR Today, Monday morning, bright and early. It's June 15th, 2020. I'm the man we call Meathead. After a big WWE Backlash pay-per-view last night, we're talking to Linda Kay in just a few seconds here. But again, it wouldn't be us. It would be me. I'd ask you to do a thing for me. Get on over to Facebook, YouTube, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Fight TV, all the places that you watch and listen to the Pro Wrestling Report. Make sure you're giving us a like and a subscribe. That way you know when new episodes come up. Just like that episode that popped out of nowhere between, Dave Hero and Gregory Helm, Shane Helm, be the booker, which Dave got beat again. So make sure you're doing that all for us, and we'll get a lot of great content and great collaboration. Morning.
Good morning, Meathead. How are you today?
Living the dream. And, I hate to brag because well, it's been said that there's nobody that likes to talk about me more than me, but it isn't really bragging if you can back it up, is it?
There's different ways to view it.
Well, let's just say this. I'm embarrassed. I'm a very humble person, okay? Humility is, that's what Meathead stands for in Polish. It's humility. It's
There's something new every day.
It's embarrassing to see what I am doing to, unfortunately, yourself and the others in the PWR Draft. I'd like to give you some quick totals here. Linda, you did great. You got yourself 75 points.
That's a lot more than the week prior, so I'm good with that.
That's 5 more than Damien. So therefore, remember we talked about how you were in a tie for last?
Yes.
No longer in last.
DLC's on the rise.
Yep, Linda with 75. Andrew Baydala with 45. Dave Hero with a whopping 80. But it's embarrassing, Linda. It's embarrassing because I got 250 points. 250. Wow. It's. I feel bad. I really do. I'm. The accounting firm, of course, of Dewey, Cheatham and Helm. They have asked already. Is there a way that I can sandbag for the rest of you to make it look competitive?
Need I remind you, Meathead, still early on in the draft cycle.
But we're into the second cycle now, or the second leg, if you will, not the cycle.
Okay.
We're into the WWE again. And if what you guys do to catch up is your AEWs and your NXTs that are double points, and you still can't catch up and it comes back around to WWE again, it's a no contest.
We'll see. We shall see.
We shall see. The new updated totals. In first, again, the lead dog. The view never changes unless you're the lead dog. The man they call Meathead, 755 points already with only 4 pay-per-views in. Wow. Amazing. I just pulled a muscle, patting myself on the back. In second place, now is our hero, your hero, my hero, David Hero at 525. Good show, David. Again, how's my backyard look? In third place, Andrew Baydala at 520. No longer in last place, Linda Kay at 490.
Yeah.
Of course, in last place, Damian Nelson at 485. You are right, Linda Kay. It is not a sprint. It is a marathon. However, I don't know about you. I'm from the pool world. I worked at a pool room for a long time. I might have to sandbag this one just to make it look competitive.
All right.
Okay, enough is enough. Again, we could talk about me more than me. Let's talk about WWE Backlash from last night. Overall thoughts before we go into the matches.
I'll go with interesting. Instead of a pass or a fail, I'll go with interesting. In that I was hoping for a bit more element of surprise. But yeah, we'll get through the matches, but I'll go with interesting this time.
Fair enough. Let's talk pre-show first. United States champion Apollo Crews defeats Andrade in the kickoff. Again, points-wise, Selena showed up. Yes. Also, Kevin Owens showed up. And Andrade showed up for Dave. A decent match. I was enjoying the match. For a pre-show, it was something to watch. Your winner and still champion, United States champion, Apollo Crews. The official pay-per-view kicked off with the women's tag team champions Bayley and Sasha Banks defeating Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross and the Iconics. Now, I didn't realize this going into the match, but there was going to have to be one member of each team in the ring at all times. So it was a 3-way match consistently unless you tagged in your partner. Did you know this stipulation was going to be happening?
No, that was interesting. I mean, okay, there was an element of surprise, but I was speaking more of results and who is retaining championships and whatnot. But I mean, overall, it was an entertaining match. But I was hoping for a bit more of a scuffle or just a little bit more trouble in paradise between Bayley and Sasha, because they've kind of steered away from Sasha being overshadowed by Bayley. Like she got to speak last week on SmackDown. Yes. I mean, maybe it's because they're champions.
She spoke tonight.
Yeah, so that kind of changed things up. I'm just gonna assume that their fallout will happen leading up to SummerSlam, but I was hoping that little sliver of hope that Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross would get the belts back to help out, Team Longtime here, but that didn't happen. Kind of a similar, I mean, Alexa got pinned this time, but kind of similar in how the match ended, just kind of quick, and Bayley and Sasha retaining.
Yeah, and we will eventually have that Bayley-Sasha payoff that's coming, but right now it looks like it's been pushed off. I mean, everything's happy. I know you said trouble in paradise. There was no New Day tonight, but Bayley and Sasha Banks remain champions. This was a shocker to me, as in I believed I was going to suffer my first title loss as far as points. Nope. I got an extra belt thrown on me, and I win that match too. Winners, Bayley and Sasha Banks. Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. I had Jeff Hardy. This was not for any kind of belt. It was just a wrestling match.
Yeah.
I got to ask you something. This last Friday night on SmackDown with the urine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I understand that, they were going the whole intoxicated, user type deal. But if that's what his urine looks like, isn't he having dietary issues?
It was funny. Once they came out of the Shield or whatnot, I heard one of the NXT trainees go, "That's a lot."
Right. Not only was it a lot, the color is wrong. If it's that dark, if it's apple juice, as they probably used, seriously, bro, you need more water in your diet.
Or as Sheamus said, looks like somebody went into happy hour.
Right, exactly. It was a little frothy. So
that was a little ridiculous. I was just like, oh my gosh, like I really didn't think they were gonna push the storyline even further, but Sheamus ended up getting some type of fluids thrown in him. Into SmackDown,
I never thought I'd be watching SmackDown where Jeff Hardy shot his fluid all over Sheamus. That was just not what I wanted to see.
Yeah, or even just that predicament in the ring. Like, come on.
Yeah,
that's a first. Yeah, but then and then the test results were negative. It's like, okay, so now they're just gonna have their fight at Backlash. But I honestly thought Jeff Hardy would have came through, given just the suffering. I don't want to say suffering, but just what he's been put through the last couple of weeks. Sure. I mean, honestly, script and off script. I mean, it's like, really.
During the Be the Booker with Shane Helms, he mentioned that Jeff Hardy won't suffer from a loss. Yes. Jeff Hardy will be fine. He can pop back next. They need to build more credible heels for Braun Strowman. That makes absolute sense in this match, because now you've got a Sheamus who looks a little stronger.
Yeah, I do recall. I think Dave was saying that, and after that win by Sheamus, I was like, all right, they got somebody for. Well, I mean, who knows? Braun Strowman may have lost the title tonight, but that didn't happen either.
Nope. Let's talk about the Raw women's match. It's Asuka and Nia Jax. They go to a double countout. This one was odd to me. Now, again, me thinking about just me. Well, I got all the points except for the title defense points, but I didn't get a win. But as far as the match itself, it was odd to me. A double countout? I mean, yeah. I know that Shane and Dave talked about a double countout possibly for, say McIntyre and Lashley.
Lashley, yeah.
But why here?
Yeah, I wasn't too sure about that one. I mean, I guess it makes us believe that there's still more to this query of, a little more between the two of them. Like, we'll see what happens on Raw tonight, but I figured that Asuka would retain, but I don't know. I just feel like if there was interference, like by Charlotte or somebody, that would have...
You were hoping for some shenanigans.
Yes, that would have called
Cheeky shenanigans.
That would have called for more of a reason for Nia Jax to come out on Raw and ask for a rematch or something, But yeah, that was a bit surprising, a little lackluster, if you will.
Yeah, it kind of fell flat for me. I mean, I thought the match was going fine, but a double count out fell flat for me, honestly. Universal Champion Braun Strowman defeats The Miz and John Morrison in the handicap match. Now, this isn't the real story coming out of this. It's the music video.
Yes. We got to see more of it tonight.
Yeah.
Or last night.
What do you think?
Hey, they've got quite the talent of different genres. A little different from Hey Hey Ho Ho. Now we got, is it Hey 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 Ho Ho or
Hey 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 Ho Ho? Braun Strowman's got to go. Hey 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 Ho Ho? Braun Strowman's got to go.
Yes, but yeah, I wasn't too surprised at Strowman retaining. However, again, that little sliver of hope would have gotten me a lot of points. But how they introduced the match, though, how they said if
the person who acquires the pinfall
would be the champion, so that made me think like, oh my gosh, like I think I might still get points out of this. I figured with that stipulation, one of them would be the winner, due to some shenanigans or whatnot. But that didn't happen again either.
They were not cheeky shenanigans by any means. Well, your winner, still champion Braun Strowman. I didn't think there was any way that Miz and Morrison, I mean, they got a match, they got an appearance, that's nice, but Miz and Morrison, we're not going to win that match. You keep Braun strong, and you have this beast go through SmackDown. Speaking of the champion on the other side, WWE champion Drew McIntyre defeats Bobby Lashley. They've made Bobby Lashley credible the last month-ish. MVP has really added a spark to Bobby Lashley, and you have this underlying story, too, with Lana in the background being pushed to the side. Well, Lana came up and made herself part of the match and cost him in the match. Your thoughts?
Well, after listening to Be the Booker this week, I was hoping that her interference would have been in favor of Bobby Lashley to have helped him win. And like Dave said, this would be a powerful threesome. I'll say it again.
Wow.
Who's
driving in that one?
I don't know. So between MVP, Lashley, and Lana, but instead it was more predictable that she would come out and cause him to lose the match. So here we go again, like all these weeks of him with MVP and that build up to make him even stronger after his loss at WrestleMania, just to have it just fall flat again. I don't know. I mean, there was so much more potential for this, the rivalry between Lashley and
let's hope it's not over. Let's hope this is stage one. Let's hope there's more matches to come, because they could take this to SummerSlam. I mean, there's a possibility. I believe Extreme Rules is up next for WWE. So, I mean, it's possible we could go again and make it an extreme match, maybe a kendo stick match or something like that.
Or if they bring in the Lion's Den match just for Ashley's MMA background, just because he'd be like, that way Lana can't interfere. Ish. Sure. There's always a way, but
there's always a way.
That would be cool. And if Lashley would win it, say at Extreme Rules, I mean, if the rumors are true about Brock being at SummerSlam, there you go.
There you go. So Drew McIntyre defeats Bobby Lashley. Now, I did not know this was going to be on the card, but another one of Meathead's teams, who are champions, were on the card tonight. The Street Profits and the Viking Raiders. It was never a match. You know what? I even tweeted out to Dave tonight. I gave him a hard time about it. I said, you had kept asking, what is the payoff to this? What's the finish? You know what? Here's the payoff. All the gimmicks were thought of tonight, used tonight, a lot of daydreaming. I liked it. I don't care. To the bike gang and the ninjas at the end, that was funny to me.
I did enjoy it too. I think with a lot of people, it's either way, whether you enjoy these shenanigans or not, but I've been enjoying the lead up. This has been very surprising. At first, when they had the basketball, anything you can do, I can do better challenge, I was like, okay. I didn't think they were going to keep going and going, but honestly, given the situation of not having a audience and for the matches, I was looking forward to this every week on Raw. And then tonight, I was like, did I miss something, that there was supposed to be a match? Because they could just kind of flash to them in the parking lot and poor Braun Strowman, his car again.
Oh my God, and I love a Grand National. It's one of my favorite cars, actually.
Yeah, so then I'm like, what led to them starting fighting anyway? Like, I know they were tied after that decathlon, whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was fun seeing that. I'm like, okay, we'll finally see who's better. But the fighting itself, here's our theatrical match, I guess, of Backlash. But the whole ninja thing with Akira Sakawa. Wait, I can't even talk tonight. Akira Sakawa.
Akira Kasawa.
Oh
I can't
gosh.
either.
It's too early, Meathead. But that was that was a surprising element again. Okay, so I kind of retract my whole. Well, again, the surprise of when me asking for more surprises meant for the titles, but the whole ninja factor and it was just so crazy. I'm like, is it because we just had that Bruce Lee 30 for 30 last week that we're going to bring in some old school ninja moves and tactics? And it was crazy. But all in all, it was nice to see the Profit Vikings, right? Or is it Vikings?
It was the Profit Vikings. No, it was the Profit Vikings. It might have been the Viking Profits. That's what it was. It was Viking Profits.
Yeah, so that was interesting, but now it's like, well, what's next? We still didn't really figure out who was better of the two.
No. We do realize they got a Star Wars gimmick going on in a garbage can there. You picked up on that, right?
Yeah. Oh.
I thought it was, again, I enjoyed it. David mentioned that there was no business to be done. There's business to be done, but you know what? It was a fun path to get there. That's all that really mattered to me.
And off topic, having the guys, being a cohesive tag team and their hands get in the air, I feel like that kind of had to do with our current climate too. A little.
Absolutely. Absolutely it did. That's exactly what that was for. So It's fine the way it was. I have no problems with it. Yes. I'm content. I'm ready to move on. Let's talk main event.
We got ninjas.
Yeah. We got ninjas, man. Cool. Ninjas are never bad. Our main event, the greatest wrestling match ever. Randy Orton defeats Edge. Did you think that this was the greatest wrestling match ever?
No, but...
Did you enjoy it?
Yes. It was another hour plus match. I guess just from the start, bringing in Little Nate in the classic rough attire.
And then the tribute to Fink.
Yeah, that was great. But I thought it was, I don't know, was it like if they were trying too hard by piping in the extra crowd pop and that different camera angles, the ring ropes?
On the ring post there was little cameras mounted, and I don't know if they had other people coming in with little drones or whatever, but I didn't mind it. It was fine the way it was. It was a little long for me. Again, because we had it pretty long at WrestleMania, so shorter would have been better. I was not into loving it long time at all. Thank you.
I mean, I did enjoy it. I just, going into the show being labeled the greatest wrestling match ever, just like everyone said, like that's a lot to live up to. And honestly, it was a great match. Do I think it was the greatest ever? No, but maybe it's just because in my mind I was like, this is supposed to be the greatest match ever. But I did enjoy, the different angles and.
How about the different finishers throughout the match?
Oh yeah, that was great. The tributes. That was great to see different finishes. But to that point, a little bit like too many near falls that I was just kind of like, okay, when is this gonna end?
Yeah. And it's the end of the night, and again, there's no crowd there. The fact that you have the NXT kids, as Dave calls them, cheering "This is awesome," it's corny to me. It's got to stop. I mean, I know what they're doing. It's just way too clean and way too polished. It's corny. Let the match be the match. The extra crowd noise, I don't care about that. When they do basketball, the NBA is considered, I don't know if you've heard this, talking to people like WWE about how to pump in crowd noise. So I don't have a problem with that at all. That doesn't bother me. So, do that in baseball, do that in whatever you got to do. I don't care about the crowd noise. We're used to it. We're wrestling fans. We understand that when a wrestler's music comes out and then it gets turned up and turned down, and we get it. It's okay.
But yeah, I was just thinking, what will it take for someone to win, someone to get pinned? And we saw it. The return of the punt. We hadn't seen the head punt in quite a time and quite a ways. So I figured after that one, I'm like, that has to be it. And sure was.
So it was a great match. Hats off to Edge and Randy Orton. There is word out of this match, because this was pre-taped. There is word that out of this match, Edge has injured himself and might be out 4 to 6 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. So Andrew Baydala has Edge. he and I have been in contact, and we may have updates this coming week on if he takes a replacement or if he sits on it for a while. We'll have to find out. So that was WWE's Backlash. Again, I enjoyed it. It wasn't the greatest wrestling match ever, but it was still fun to watch. Folks, again, make sure you're hitting us up on all your podcast streams, wherever you're doing podcasts. Download us. It's a quick 20 in the morning. Nothing like waking up for a quickie in the morning. You know what I mean, Linda?
It's like a cup of Folgers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just like coffee. Yes. Exactly like coffee. That's what I meant. Coffee.
Yes.
So for Linda Kay, I'm the man they call Meathead. Thanks for stopping by. So long, everyone.